pretty much what a trade line does. For those that don't know, a trade line will pretty much, I say piggyback, but essentially, if Mitch adds me, onto if Mitch allows me to, use his credit card as a trade line, I will essentially receive the benefits of his history and his credit limit.
What up, man? It's the boy Pushmanmitch, the host of the No Fluff podcast, man. I'm here with my brother, man, a.k.a. that boy Villa. He ain't a villain, though. Villa Monopoly, you in the building, bro. Thank you for coming.
What's going on, man? I appreciate you, man. I'm happy to be here, man.
You already know. All right, bro. So, look, man.
Overdue.
The people don't know, man. You knew me when I was driving an Uber and shit.
Yeah, man. Crazy. That's how you want to get into it?
No, off the rip.
We can get into it like that, man. So, for those that don't know, I'm Mitch. Sorry to break it to y'all. I'm Mitch first mentee. You know what I'm saying? I'm stamping it. I've been saying that, and I really love telling this story because I just love meeting people organically. You know what I'm saying? Like it's when I meet people like that, it's special. Mm-hmm. So basically, this was what I want to say 2017.
2017, damn.
2017. Me and Drew, we living in Buckhead. It's like my second apartment that I ever had as an adult. Mm-hmm. We had somewhere to go. It was about 45 minutes away. It was about honestly, it was about an hour. It was about an hour and 30. Mm-hmm. So we called an Uber, and at the time we was kind of concerned because we didn't know if an Uber driver was gonna be willing to take the ride because it was kind of late.
Oh yeah.
And lo and behold, guess who pulled up on us? It was Mitch, and so we got in the car, and just how he do now, man, he gave us game the whole way, the whole hour. We was just talking. He was just telling us about. He was into music at the time. He was writing music. I don't know if you even remember that. He was writing music. Mm-hmm. He was telling us that he obviously is doing long hours with the Uber, just telling us about some of the entrepreneur stuff that he had going on. But he just gave us game the whole way. And it was funny because at one point during the ride, I don't know if you remember this, but you had pulled over. I don't know if you had got lost, but he kind of pulled over into this like sketchy on road, and
I remember that.
Me and Drew in the back seat, and we just looked at each other like, "Is he trying to kill us right now?" like literally, that's what we thought.
Yeah, the GPS had went out.
It had tweaked, right?
Yeah. So and we going out the Uber or Lyft app joint, so it be getting people lost. So I was like, "Yo, what's the address?"
Yeah,
and I had to put it in manually. But I remember.
So
that.
he luckily he wasn't trying to kill us, man. He got back on the road and he took us the whole way. Did you take us back too?
Yeah, for sure.
He took us all the way there and back, but. Honestly, man, since that day, we've been locked in, and it's crazy because when we met, he was older than me, and the type of person I am, like the way that, I was raised was pretty much to just you never know who somebody is. Mm. So to me, it wasn't just like you was my Uber driver. It was like a connection that we had made from that point on.
For sure.
And you had told me you had rental cars, and I can't remember which car I rented first. Probably was the Jeep, but... and I didn't have a car at the time in college, so I'm renting your cars, I'm renting your Jeep, and I'm renting your Challenger. Little do you know, you helping me out. I'm pulling up on campus going crazy.
Stupid.
Me and Drew going crazy. We pulling up. I'm probably renting his car like every week now.
For sure.
And part of it, to be honest, was just to keep the relationship going. Like, he was really, I don't know if I can cuss on here. I'm going to just say he was really messing with me. I probably shouldn't even say this, but he wouldn't even charge me no deposit. I don't know what it was, but he had a certain love for me. He had a certain level of we just had a certain level of respect for each other, and I always tried to do good business.
For sure.
And that's one thing that I want to speak about is just the power of relationships because
it was dope, bro. I remember that, like it was crazy. Y'all was going hella far, but I was like, shit. I was about to go to the crib. I was like, you know what? I'll take this little trip, get this cheese, come back home, and then y'all was cool as shit. So we was chopping it up the whole time. And then, like you said, y'all started renting the cars, bro. Y'all was going crazy, man. I was like, I can imagine being y'all, like, going to college and then pulling up like that. That joint. So my Jeep was matte black. I had a black and blue first, and then it was matte black. I was killing that shit, man. That shit was crazy. But yeah, a lot of people like them cars. It was dumb that. But long story short, like now, all the way up to seeing you now is dope because I got to watch the growth, and then me and you became partners, so we got a Lambo together.
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of people don't know that. So me and you got a Lambo Huracan, and we collaborated on that joint, and it came out dope too, man.
Yeah.
That was one of the illest spots. I know we took a dope picture, man. I still got that picture on my phone. I look at it, like, yo, that was a dope moment.
Yeah. From us to go to how we met to business partners, it just all came full circle, and I don't take stuff like that for granted. You know what I'm saying? So, you definitely like top 5 most influential people in my life. Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's
I take
big.
that. I received that.
Yeah. And yeah, same with Drew too. Like we used to be at Clark just like, man, we trying to get like Mitch. We trying to get like Mitch, and it was just timing. And at the time it's crazy because as you watching me grow, although I'm younger than you, I was watching you grow.
Facts.
Because at the time you weren't really too into social media. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't at all.
You was hand in hand with it, just off relationships.
But I was getting busy too.
You was definitely getting busy.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Definitely.
I was getting busy. Like I was talking to Neo, so we just went to Miami for the Lamborghini event, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Neo because when Neo met me, he met me outside of SLX. And we had all the whips out there. We had Lamb, I8s, and all that. We was doing a video shoot, John. And I was like, you know, I was thinking about like, I'm not even gonna say how much I had in my account, but it was a heavy amount. I ain't gonna say in my account. I just had a lot in my shoebox. I had a lot.
Yeah.
So just at this point in time, but I was grinding, but I still was working for all the bread I was getting. So the long story short is like to go from that time and transition on to social media, it helped me go from being able to actually go from the street kind of way to making bread to being able to make it a different kind of way. Because, you know, I was running up 7 figures already out at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because nobody was doing what I was doing, and I ain't want to really teach it. Like, it's not that I ain't want to teach it, but I wasn't taking nobody under my wing other than y'all. Like, I was just like, yo, yeah, I'm doing like this. Y'all be like, oh, yo, can we do it? I'm like, yeah, we can go do that. That's how we went and end up getting a Lambo, just off conversation. Like, you're like, yeah, we can get it like that. I'm like, yeah, we can get it like that. Let's collab and go get it. So at the end of the day, it just goes to show that, like, the transition period and, like, how I got into the education piece and how you really was my first mentee. Yeah. That shit is fire.
It's crazy.
Me sitting here thinking about it.
Nah, it's dope. And, like, the growth, bro, like, watching you go from, like you said, from that to the because I remember when you told me, like, I'm about to take over this internet space, because me and Drew used to sit back and we used to see you on Instagram. We used to think, like, man, if he had an Instagram presence, he would be going so crazy. And then you told me that, I remember when you met Neo, you told me, like, yo, I just met Neo. And so it's like, from somebody, for those that, you know, y'all, people look up to you, but even you met somebody like Neo who maybe was somewhere where you was trying to get to where he was at.
For sure.
And so you took game from him.
Yeah.
And you literally just, you know, you pretty much duplicated.
For sure.
Which is pretty much the name of the game. You literally
success leaves clues, for sure.
Right.
So only thing about it is, bro, you gotta find somebody coming back from where you're trying to go. That's all I figured out. I figured that out early. So I seen people come back from where I'm trying to go. Not only just Neo, Gooch, Him 500, All This Good Energy, New Age CEO, all these dudes who I'm seeing doing the same things. Like, they in different industries, but they doing the same thing. But, you know, I luckily got to meet them organically. Yeah. And then I got to learn from them as a friend tour. So I ain't had to really get mentored by them. It was just like, yo, just the same way I was giving you game.
Exactly.
I had to just be like, you know, they'll be like, yo, Mitch, you know, if you do this, it'd be lit. If you do this, do that. Yo, I made this much doing this. I'll be like, really? That's crazy. And then I'll just take it and do my own thing with it.
Right.
So that's the dope thing. But I don't want to get away from the part that where you at now, because, you know, I see you got a lot of ice on now. You got your swag. I see you developing, growing, you in real estate and all that. I see you doing that with your pops. I see you doing the credit repair, going crazy. So let's talk about that. So what's new in 2022? What we got to look forward to? What you got going on?
So 2022, I was just talking to my team. I feel like right now I'm a veteran. You know what I'm saying? If this was like, you know, the league or something, I feel like you know, in my early 20s, obviously the pandemic changed a lot, but, you know, I made a lot of investments. Some worked out, some didn't. But now sitting to where I'm at today, it's like everything that, you know, I've been doing the last couple of years, I feel like I'm a veteran at it. So in terms of real estate, you know, real estate is really where my passion is at. That's kind of where the name Monopoly came from. So for those that don't know, like, you know, my grandpa, he was a real big boss in real estate, you know, back in his day. He was actually the president of the real estate board in Oakland, you know, so he's kind of like the pinnacle of my family hierarchy, you know, and kind of that nature. But that's kind of where I get my branding from is within real estate. And then obviously with my whole Monopoly brand, I wanted to pretty much do travel. And so how I got into travel was pretty much, ironically, my dad, he worked at Southwest. So when my dad was working at Southwest, I started hustling the buddy passes. You already know how that game is. Right. So I started hustling the buddy passes. But, you know, I would write in my journal and I would write on my vision board. And I had this vision, obviously, from you putting me on the rental car game. I wrote in my vision board what my travel business looked like, and it consisted of, you know, flights, rental cars, hotels, or Airbnbs. And so pretty much that's what I'm on now. You know, I got my car rental company. You know, as you spoke about, we got foreigns, you know, but I really want to focus on the economy game right now, because that's just killing it. As far as Airbnbs, I got a couple Airbnbs that's up and running. Like you said, me and my pops, we actively investing in real estate to this day, and that's just on a legacy tip. That's just something that is just so important to me.
That's dope, bro. You really family oriented though.
Yeah, for sure.
I see you keep your sister around, and your pops is something that you always talk about. We did a business deal with your pops, low key. So that's dope. Like a lot of people don't have that foundation. So talk about that. Like how important is that to you? Like,
man, so family is like, it's everything to me. And as far as my pops, it's like I come from a family. Luckily, you know, I'm blessed. You know, I wanna first and foremost say that, because I know a lot of people don't have that. And because I was blessed, I try to, you know, use the gifts that I've been given to help others. But essentially, you know, I come from a lineage of stand-up men. You know what I'm saying? From my grandpa to my dad. You know, if anybody knows my dad, you know my dad. He's a stand-up guy. You know, we got, you know, respect for being good men. You know, we not respected for nothing, you know, for nothing corny or just we about our business. I'll just put it to you like that.
Facts.
So as far as my family goes, that's kind of where it all started. And even with my mom, you know, growing up, my mom had a fitness business. So growing up, being an entrepreneur wasn't really far-fetched to me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you know, I know creating a business, it seems so scary to some people, but for me, it was like I really didn't see it no other way.
Right.
And granted, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but, you know, obviously our parents, given the time that they grew up in, there is some fear, just a little bit of fear that they put into you just because of, you know, how they was raised. You know, our generation, we changing the game. We literally can create businesses out of whatever passion that you have.
Right.
So I say all that to say family is definitely very important, and it's a big part of who I am. And yeah, like you said, I keep my sister with me. She got the entrepreneur bug now. She want to get into Airbnb and things like that. So it's just dope, man. But a lot of it is because of you. Like, real talk, because you influence me, and I got a strong influence where I'm from and the people that's around me. So if I get influenced by you and I go and I can reach hundreds of people as well, that's just a trickle effect of something that you started. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I like, bro. So my goal is to make 1 million millionaires now, right? People hear that and they be like, how you gonna make 1 million millionaires? But it's not even hard. If I can make, all right, let's just say if I make 10 millionaires personally, and then you make your kids millionaires, right? That's the same thing, right? I made them all millionaires because it started here. It's a catalyst. So if I make them do it and then they make their kids or their friends, or you tell your homies, you make your girl a millionaire, this is going to be me possibly being able to make 1 million millionaires. And then the internet makes it easier. I can reach more. So it's just a catalyst effect that's happening all over the world. I got students in fucking all over the world, bro. Yeah. Like in the UK, I got people running the get around play in the UK, dog.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never could have imagined that, but that's really what the reality is. So now every time I'm getting a chance to like pour into people, that's why when I see you, I be like, bro, you dropping the ball, bro. Go ahead and do this. Like, and just because I really literally want to see you win. I don't get nothing out of saying, oh yeah, you know, he if you ain't winning, it don't even matter. That make me feel good, like to see other people winning that's coming from where we came from. Because if you started from nothing, if you started from like, even if you had something and you ain't start with no business and you created a business out of nothing, that shit is fire to me. Yeah. Because it can happen. I do it over and over again. Even watch this podcast. Like we started the podcast. I'm just putting my lives on there. I'm putting like small content, like tips. And we made 70,000 views in 28 days. I know that this is created out of nothing. This is not my Instagram. My Instagram is Pushmanmitch.
Yeah.
No fluff is a whole different thing. And we doing the same thing with it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's possible to do it. And like, I like this journey. It's nothing right now. Right now, everybody here, we at the beginning emphasis, like we got the infrastructure of it. And the creating the infrastructure is fun to me because all it takes is these signs: hustle, execution, and grind. You can have nigga be smart as shit. Nigga can know everything about finance, everything about credit, but if you don't got that, don't matter. You ain't gonna be able to get shit done. That's the key to it. You gotta have the hustle, the execution, and the grind. Yeah. So with everything that I do, I put it. So every week, I'm pumping these joints out, getting fire content so I can give a lot of value to the people. That's why I wanted to bring you on here, because you the type of person that you're going to be able to relate to a lot of people that I can't even relate to. You kind of reach out to probably a different demographic, and I think you know that.
Yeah.
You got like a younger, more hip crowd. I mean, you got the swag and all that shit and style and all that. You know what I mean? So you're going to be able to get a lot of different people that I probably won't be able to get. And that's important too. So that's why I got to inspire you. So when you tell me that you give me the flowers, I'm like, that's dope, because that's what I want to do. I want you to be influenced by me, and then you go influence others. And if the catalyst was me, I'm going to feel good, and I'm going to be able to sleep like a baby. I'm like, man, I'm out here making a change. When I used to just go work, I used to be just working. Like, I just making money for myself. It's like McDonald's. Like, somebody say, like, oh, yeah, you know, you started a McDonald's business. Somebody going to keep coming and paying you. But when you pay me one time, you're going to be able to make money forever with what I taught you.
Yeah.
So it's totally different. You pay me one time, now you can go make money forever, tell your family how to make money. You go pay McDonald's, you're going to go back again and keep paying them. My job, the best job in the world. Yeah. To help other people make money. So that's why I got y'all on that shit. So you teaching credit repair too?
For sure. Credit repair. Credit repair is something that we definitely focus on right now. And I love credit repair, Ben, because it's like we actually helping people. It's not just about the money. Yeah, it's good money, but it's like we actually get to help people. And it's crazy because so many people they just don't know. They just haven't been given the information. And even if they have been given the information, a lot of times it's been the wrong information. And even me growing up, you know, I watched my mom struggle with credit card debt. You know, I watched my dad. I'm not really sure too much, you know, if my dad had problems with credit, but I just know that I'll say that the millennials, we look at credit way different than, you know, our parents' generation. We look at credit as like a tool, you know, and now I'm teaching my mom about credit, you know, and it's like because she's older and her credit history is so long, she's able to do some things with her credit that's powerful. So
crazy.
Credit is just so dope, man. And
so give us some credit game.
Some credit game. Let's talk about how somebody can pretty much piggyback, or essentially, if you don't have credit, kind of jumpstart, you know, your credit profile. And I can say that by saying, you know, I know for one, you have put me on one of your trade lines in the past.
For sure.
You know, just off the strength. And pretty much what a trade line does, for those that don't know, a trade line will pretty much, I say piggyback, but essentially, if Mitch adds me, you know, if Mitch allows me to, you know, use his credit card as a trade line, I will essentially receive the benefits of his history and his credit limit. So if Mitch has a $20,000 20-year credit card or 15-year credit card, and I use that as a trade line, well, now that will reflect on my credit report. Now, keep in mind, that's a secondary report. It's not primary, which means it's not my own credit card, right? I won't have Mitch's credit card to go be able to spend that limit. But what that will do is that'll pretty much get me in the door. My boy Drew, he calls trade lines like jewelry. You know, like jewelry, it may get you in the door to be able to talk to that girl, right? But you still got to close the deal. When you take that jewelry off, you still want to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. So trade lines, I know it's a lot of misconceptions with trade lines, but when that trade line comes off your credit, you still want to have primary accounts. So the key is when you have that trade line on your credit, you want to then go and get primary accounts while that trade line is active, so that once Mitch takes me off his trade line, I can still go into the bank and get what I need to get. So that's just a little bit of game. And I'm going to just say, for those that's a little bit older, it's a great way for you to help build your kids' credit, because one thing that my dad did do, I got to give him some credit, is that he put me and my sister on his credit cards, you know, about, 4 years ago. So we were able to reap the benefits of his 20-year, you know, credit card history.
It's important, man. And that's when it goes to, like, what we teaching. So we talk about generational wealth and shit, right? Everybody, that's the new topic of conversation. Everybody, generational wealth. I want generational wealth. But people is really just literally making a lot of money, and then they giving it to people who have no generational education about fucking wealth. So now when their kids come through, they don't even know what the hell to do with good credit or real estate profiles or, you know, these bank accounts, right? That's full of money. They just gonna spend it if you don't teach them. So the cool thing about what y'all got going on, it was already embedded in y'all. So that's the difference. Like, because a lot of times when we working and building these big conglomerates, we not teaching our kids now. We absent parents. Right. So it's we got to put that part into it when it comes to generational wealth. Like, we got to really be teaching our kids, like, yo, this is what it is. Like, the reason why I'm doing this is because it is. So when you get older, you're going to be able to have these. And then once you got these, this is the benefits of having them versus selling them. Because you know, as soon as somebody pass away, all they're going to say is, yo, Joe, hey, I want to buy that 40,000. You can be like, oh, bet, yeah. I don't feel like watching. I don't care about these houses. How many properties we got? We got 20 of them. Oh yeah, 40,000 a piece. You gonna take it, and then you might get the life insurance policy. Take that money, and then you're going to just spend it if you don't know how to be an entrepreneur yourself, or you don't have no financial literacy, not knowing the benefits of keeping all that real estate portfolio and the leverage you got when you own it.
Yeah.
But you know, if I don't teach you shit and you my kid, all I'm doing is basically just handing you a couple dollars for a little while, and then you're gonna go back to being regular. You're gonna have to figure out how to make money again. So that's the thing. But I like how your dad did that, because I teach people all the time, like, once your kid is like 15 years old, you can put them right there as an authorized user, and they can start developing it from right there. You could put them on it before that, but it ain't gonna start accumulating until like 15.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a bar, bro.
Yeah, my pops, he definitely did some good things for you know, he wasn't perfect. And speaking on the generational wealth, you know, my grandpa, he owned a lot of real estate in Oakland. You know, my dad used to drive around the city and literally just point like, your grandpa used to own this whole block. And I'd be like, why we don't own it no more? You know, and my dad told me that he got mad at my grandpa because he sold everything. But now I'm asking, like, my dad, he just sold one of our houses in Oakland. And, you know, I know it was strategic, but I'm like, damn, why you sell that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we ain't even really, we got one property in Oakland now, which is great. But just to your point, it's like, you know, I know the benefits of generational wealth, so I don't want them to sell everything.
Right.
Like, because essentially it's going to go to me and my sister, and then I'm going to be able to pass that down to my kids. So I'm like, man, and he knows that, but, you know, it's just so important, man, to hold on to those generational just catalysts, you know, that can help your family for when you're not even here.
Facts. So let's talk about let's just say if you got left, let's say you got left 20 properties, right? They own outright. All you got to do is pay the taxes on them every year, right? So what's a benefit to keeping them instead of selling them?
Well, one benefit from where I'm from in the Bay Area is the property value is crazy. So we talking about having, you know, millions of dollars in value. And one thing that you can do is you can refinance these houses, and you can leverage these houses and pull capital out of them.
Facts.
To go and then invest in your business, which is something that my dad taught me, and it's something that me and Drew are working on right now.
Right.
We're trying to pretty much refinance one of his family's houses, which essentially is gonna put his family in a better position, because we're gonna pull money out. We're gonna be able to rehab the house itself, put them in a better living situation. But by rehabbing the house, we're creating more value. But then we get to pull out a couple $100,000, and now we could play ball. Now we can go invest in a truck. We can go buy 10 cars, economy cars, just like that. So that's just one benefit.
Fact is leverage.
It's leverage.
It's leverage. So I see a few benefits, right? So when you own the properties, like you just said, you can pull equity out. That's dope. You can pull the money out of the house, get it refinanced, go and invest in crypto, go and invest in a business and all that stuff, right? And then the fact that having a portfolio, it literally puts you in position to be able to have cash flow.
Right.
So you got people living in there. So you can have, you can get a property management company, get all the cribs, have people living in them. It provides cash flow as well as just sitting there. It's not like it's just sitting there and you just it's taking money. The whole time you own them, you can be earning money by having people living in there.
Right.
And then even if somebody is living there, I still can pull the equity out.
Exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? I could pull the equity out and then go and then get some more properties as well. So I had a conversation. I mean, I was at a mastermind not too long ago, and one of my boys, big business, man, he's super dope. He kind of has a similar belief to me with selling the cribs too. But he said something wild with the credit that wasn't true. But there's the Burr method. You know the Burr method?
Yeah, buy, rinse, rehab, and repeat.
Right. So the Burr method is like people are trying to say, there are some people who are ill-informed. They're saying, oh, yeah, you getting all of these cribs with the Burr method, and then you passing down debt. But if you're alive and you got the debt, what's the difference if you educated your kids on what to do? There's no difference. It's the same exact thing. While I was here, well, I should never get the debt while I'm here then. If I can keep doing a Burr method and get up to 20 properties, and at some point in time, after 30 years, own all of these properties, and then my kids can own them. If I do what I'm supposed to do and have somebody in them the whole time, cool. If I sell them, I sell them. But they should know the difference on how to leverage them.
Right.
They are powerful to have them and have the deeds to these cribs. So that's the thing. It's something that people don't talk about because generational wealth is just something cool to say, but it doesn't work unless you educate your kids or your girl. Like, that's another thing. You got to tell your girl how to run the play.
Right.
Your girl got to know how to run the play too.
Nah,
your kids, because look, so if we really talking generational wealth, and then I got a girl or I got my wife, and I don't teach her how I'm getting my bags, I'm just teaching her halfway. Then when I pass away, she can't tell her kids how to do it. She don't know how to do it. So what's she gonna do? Sell everything.
Right.
They going, oh, I don't want to manage them. I'm tired. It's getting on my nerves. They offer me $40,000 for something that's worth $150,000. You feel me? Yeah. A wholesaler got her ass quick. Boom, got her under contract. It's over. So now, at the end of the day, that's what's the most important. It's the financial. We got to get the bread. Okay, cool. Generational wealth. We get our trust. We get our life insurance policies. We get our real estate. We passing down portfolios. Cool. But we also got to educate them. That got to be like part of the curriculum when you leave, like after school, after you get out of school, get out of class, you got to go to financial literacy class. Let me show you what's going on with the family business right now. Like, yo, this is what we doing. This is how many properties we got. Let me show you what happens with properties. This is what you can do. Just imagine if you was exposed to that information as a jit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you a young boy, I'm exposed to, like, I don't know a damn thing about real estate when I was in school. I'm talking about nothing. My parents ain't own a house. We rented houses everywhere. I rented houses in Philly. I rented houses down in Savannah. We rented houses everywhere we lived. So we ain't know a damn thing about real estate. So what you're looking at is like, imagine if I came home from school after going to school, learning about algebra, all this shit that I'm never using ever. You feel me? And then I come home, mom, and be like, all right, cool. So look, we own this property. You know what I'm saying? So let me show you what you can do when you own a property. Just exposing you to this. You can pull equity out by doing this. And then teaching me about credit and teaching me all that. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine how powerful you would be when everybody else panicking. Like when you in college, nobody know what the fuck going on. But you like, oh, yeah, ain't no big deal. I'm going to go buy me a couple properties. Like every time you get, like, let's say you got full Pell financial aid, and you getting that bread back every month, you just stack them joints. Look, I ain't even going to spend them. I'm going to keep them joints, and I'm going to go buy me a property, $15,000.
Right.
I go buy a property for $15,000, like one of those, the worst strip on the block. Worst crib on the block, buy it for $15,000. And then now I just hold it until somebody offered me over 15. And I know that I can do that. If I never knew I could do some shit like that, I'm gonna just do the same shit everybody else do. Go buy bottles, go pop this, go work a job, go find whatever fucking degree I want to get for my shit, and then go try to get a job somewhere to pay off my debt. Yeah. But not knowing that I can buy cribs, cash, and then niggas is gonna buy them over what I paid for off the top. It's never gonna. If I go on like Redfin, if I go on all of these different websites where they sell property, and I go find the ones that's been on the market for a long time and their lowest price, they're never gonna be that low again. That property never gonna be that low again. Now I could clean it up, I could rehab it, but I also cannot rehab it and sell it as is. My homie Big Business do this shit in every city. He getting joints for 15, 20,000, selling them for 60, 80. No work put into it. He just had to buy it. He don't do no credit. Yeah. So just imagine if you collaborate with the both. Like, I know credit game, I know the cash game, I know what leverage look like, and then we teaching our kids this shit. So it's gonna be a totally different conversation. Niggas ain't gonna be worried about working for nobody. It would be impossible to hire some of these kids. You know what I mean? Just think now. So now we going into an age where they doing NFTs and they doing crypto. So now the kids is like in high school, like, let me play with this NFT. They just joking around because they don't got no bills or nothing, and they becoming millionaires. So like you were saying, like it's everything, the millennials has changed the game up, and it's hard for us to relate to the people who was, what in the essence was trying to protect us though. Right. Because when it comes to, going out and being an entrepreneur and not getting a job, it's like, oh yeah, you might fail. Let's get something under your belt. That's why they always teach us like, oh, they're trying to protect us.
Backup plan.
Yeah, they're trying to protect us. Yeah. So and I want to know what's going on because you got a whole platform where y'all teach everybody, right?
Yeah. So
let's talk about that.
Our trading education platform is called Foreign Profits Money Club. That's what's on the chain.
Okay. I see you blinging, my boy.
Yeah. So that was actually my first company, and it's real special to me because it was my first company, and I started it with a group of friends. One of them which I graduated from Clark with, and it's just a testament to, these were people that I met in Atlanta. Mind you, I'm from Oakland, California, so these is cats that I just met, last 8 years, and if anybody's from a city where I'm from, you from Philly, so but these type of cities, it could be a crab in a bucket type of mentality to where, in Oakland is a amazing place. If anybody's been there, it's a very special place, but, it wasn't until I came to Atlanta that I realized, the other opportunities. And I always knew that, I always knew that Oakland wasn't the end-all, be-all, just because I had the type of mom that just was pushing me, get out, because she understood how important it was for me to leave. But I'm saying all that to say, I started my first business with a new group of friends. So if anybody is watching this and you feel like, oh, your core group of friends is just not on your same type of mindset, because I love my friends back home, but I always knew that I had a different type of mindset, and I always knew that I didn't have the people around me to pretty much just to kind of make me better, hold me accountable. And so the owners of my company, Drew, TJ, and Mello, and we a special group because we all bring something to the table. We all smart, and we all on the same page. It's like we friends, but we real hard on each other. Like we talk mess to each other. We'll call each other. If one of us, like TJ, I'm harassing him every day. My sister will tell you I'm blowing his phone up every night. We need to back test. We need to get on the charts. Like I'm really on his line, and they hold me accountable the same way. So, Foreign Profits Money Club is our pretty much, we teach Forex education. We teach basically how to invest. We've been trading for about 4 or 5 years now, and now I can say that we at a place to where I feel like we veterans. We lost a lot of money, we made a lot of money, and now we've learned so much when it comes to trading. A lot of it was from other people. We've learned the importance of probability. We've learned the importance of risk management, percentages. So when I first started trading, when you first hear about Forex, you think you're gonna become rich, you think you're gonna make all this money, but in reality, you really only need a small percentage. If I can make 10% of 100,000, well, that's $10,000, right? And I know most people think, well, I don't have $100,000, but luckily now there's things called proprietary trading firms where basically you could take a challenge, and if you win the challenge, a trading challenge, they will give you funding. So, I didn't have $100,000 to put into my account, so we took these challenges, and luckily we've gotten good enough to where we can win these challenges. So we just won a challenge last week, and we got funded $100,000, right? So, yeah, it may be hard to do 10% because in the challenge you have to make 10%, right? So for the $100,000 challenge, you have to make 10 grand, which is not easy to do. It sounds easy. It don't even sound easy because I know what it is, but it's very difficult to do. But once you get that $100,000 and you've made that 10%, how easy would it be to just make 3%? Let's say I just needed 3%, right? That's 3 grand. But imagine if I took and won that challenge 10 times and I had 10 funded accounts. Now, mind you, that may be far-fetched to some, but let's say you've been working at this for a couple of years and you've accumulated 10 challenges and you made 3% across those 10 accounts. Well, that's $30,000 a month off 3%, right? Which you should be able to do if you've made 10. So I'm just saying that to say that through my education, through me having a mentor who just put it into perspective, the reality of trading. Some of the best traders in the world, they not trying to make 10% in a month. Cats on Wall Street, they only going for a couple percent a year. So when you be realistic with yourself and you kind of just do the right education, you realize that, this trading thing, it can work because it's hard. It's one of the most popular things for a reason because everybody wants to be able to sit at home and just press buttons and trade and make money. It sounds cool. It is cool. It's money. We can make thousands just like that, but it's a lot of work. So, but yeah, Foreign Profits Money Club, man. Shout out to my team. Shout out to TJ, Mello, Drew. They're my guys, man. We locked in. I encourage everybody to find a team, and I just love the path that we took because we all support each other, man. There's no hate. And we branched out and have created businesses on our own. Mello got a tax business. TJ got a jewelry company. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a rep they stuff like it's mine. So that's what we on.
That's dope, bro. That camaraderie different, man. That's what we do in Atlanta, though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm from Philly too. I'm from Atlanta now, boy. I ain't gonna cap you down. Like when I came down here, man, it's the way. It's people who look like us who doing major things, and then not only that, but they want to help you do major things. So that's the difference, man. I go to Miami. I went to L.A. I be trying to collaborate. Nobody want to collab down there. In Atlanta, we all like, look, bro, let's get together and do this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you having an event? Let's all go show up there and go show you love. Oh, where you going to show love? Oh, I'm going to go show love to yours, too. It's just automatic. Like, it don't got to be forced. It's just like people want to help you here. So that's what I like about Atlanta. And it's cool that you met your group like that. All your boys is cool. Like, I fuck with them. So, at the end of the day, that's a good circle to have. Your proximity is important. And like you said, all of y'all bring something to the table. You never want to be the leader of your group, though. If you're the leader of your group, then that means you need to change your group because at the end of the day, if it's not iron sharpens iron, then what are you doing? Like y'all be stagnant because if everybody's pulling from you, what's happening to you? got to be iron sharpens iron. We all got to be able to like, all right, bet. Okay, cool. Okay, bet. We learning. And then if it's that situation, if y'all all get equal, that means y'all go to another room together. If somebody don't want to go to the next room with y'all, you know who to leave behind. Like, it is what it is. We got to constantly keep going. So I can see y'all going together. I see, like, when one of y'all get jewelry, all y'all get jewelry. Yeah. Like, anytime y'all get, like, that's what's dope. Like, it's cool. So it could be a lot of different ways. Y'all could be doing a lot of different things, and I like to see all the stuff y'all be doing. I see y'all students going crazy. Yeah. So you got to make sure you keep doing it. You got to keep your foot on their neck for real.
For real, yeah. And I like the way you handle your team, too, like how close-knit you and your brother are. Like, I peeped that from day one. Yeah. Like how you and your brother moved. That was always dope to me. I really like stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, now my brother, man, without my brother, man, I would not be here, dog. I'm just keeping it a bean. So, you know, whatever y'all see me with, any car y'all see me with, that's his. Let's just be real. Any house y'all see me in, that's his. So that's what it is for me. So at the end of the day, it's just important for me to educate him too. Like any plays that he might not have what I be able to get. Like I might be able to get something done that he can't get done. Yeah. But it don't matter. I'm gonna educate him on how I did it. So if I do fall, he got me. He can be able to hold it down, and that's just what happens. So you want to leave him with a message before we end the episode?
A message.
Yeah.
Man.
Just tell them where to follow you first.
Follow me at Villa Monopoly, VILLA, and then the word Monopoly. A message, man. I mean, I guess I can end it off by just saying the importance of relationships, man. Like I met this guy in an Uber. You know what I'm saying? You never know who somebody is. You got to treat the janitor the same way you would treat a CEO. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take it for granted when I met him, you know, and y'all may run into him the same way. You know, hopefully y'all do run into him. It's a special man. I appreciate it. I appreciate him for having me on here. But I just want to talk about the importance of relationships, man, because relationships is currency. Who you know is very valuable, and just never take for granted who somebody is. Always be solid. Always do good business. I made sure that whenever I rented one of his cars, I tried to just do the best business that I could so that he could rock with me. Like I wanted him to see that I was a certain type of person. So just do good business, man, and be intentional about being that way, because he's intentional about giving me game. He gives me game on purpose. It's not like we just kicking it and it's just like he'll literally pull me to the side and be like, "Lo, you need to do this," or "Let me tell you about this." That's like when you really rock with somebody, when you really got love with somebody, you give them game intentionally. When somebody wants to help you, they're gonna really help you. So I just wanna, just put that energy out there, man, and yeah, man, I appreciate you for having me on here, man.
It's lit, bro. That's No Fluff the Podcast episode, Villa Monopoly. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on all platforms. I'm going to put it underneath this video. Make sure y'all go show him love. If you want to get your credit fixed, they do credit repair. If you want to get into the trade market, they're going to show you how to trade. It's easy, man. You already know what time it is. See y'all in the next episode. All these whips, I feel like Mitch.